Zach here with you.
When it is a strong emperor triumphant, a king simple.
Give me thanks and praises.
Meaning friend.
Haile Selassie the first and all will doing the same. Of course, as I said, this is the hour, the shock of the hour. This is the moment where we come together, and of course, the spirits, the meditation,
and let me just
all good vibes have gone to another level.
Just give me one moment, Honorable Priest Isaac. This is the Honorable Priest Isaac here, just blessing the family. What you are about to listen to is a previous edition of the Shock of the Hour. This is a program we did about 8 months ago, but definitely you will definitely full joy this as we are going into the power of the chakra. So I'm inviting everyone to, just lock yourself into this one here as we take it to another level. As I said, this is a previous edition, of the Shock of the Hour.
Once again, the Honorable Priest Isaac with you, welcoming you into the nest. This is the tiger's nest, the tiger's domain. Yeah, definitely solitary cats in the house. And of course, just holding the meditation powers of weed, as the name of the song is from the G.O. Man album, Midnight. As I said, amoeba, stella, solar lighter feed. So you understand, plant a honey cluster. So why the comb, honeycomb, honey cluster, the whole brain and the pattern and combing your hair. It's a lot of science in what the man is saying there, but we give thanks, for such a vessel that could have come with such message at such time. And, we pray and hope it's fully appreciated. I strongly doubt that. I mean, I know everybody loves Vaughn and all that, but I know what I'm saying. So we definitely give thanks for your presence with us again for another wonderful program. This evening, we're keeping that whole Geoman meditation, We're going to be going into the balance. Once again, this is the Shock of the Hour. Give thanks for all those who are tuned in. Remember, the Shock of the Hour comes to you every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. If you are not a subscriber to the Shock of the Hour, of course, all you have to do is contact us, email priestisaac27@gmail.com. And of course, we'll give you full information and exactly how it is that you could become a subscriber and get the program delivered to you in your inbox, in your email, after the program has been recorded as well. So definitely that is something that you need to do to join the subscription team. And at the same time, we are also advising each and everyone, if you have not received a copy of the book, The Heavens Declare the Glory, the brand new book, The Heavens Declare the Glory, I think now is a good time, to get a copy of the book, The Heavens Declare the Glory, and of course, the biblical land of Israel, and of course, the book and as well. So many other things there on the table. But what I want to do this evening, I want to go into the whole aspect of the chakras. The balance of the chakra. Of course, when we talk about the chakra, we're talking about the wheels of life. It's a fancy term. Everybody now is enlightened, everybody's enlightened, we're all holy people. So everybody is, your Kundalini and activate your Kundalini. Enough people don't even know what they're talking about. Trust me. I mean, you talking about activate Kundalini as if it's just a simple thing, yeah? Some people feel every time they feel a little tingle is activating Kundalini. Yeah? Yeah. When people partake of the ayahuasca brew in South America, they have to go through certain ritualistic certain rituals you have to go through, really, before you even take a sip of that ayahuasca, including fasting from food, from sexual activities, certain levels of breathing and, stretching, just to be prepared for that. So that's a thing that could knock you out, have you vomiting and real hallucination, the ayahuasca brew. Now, I'm saying that to say, there are other practices, all of the Kundalini vibes and so, and astral projection and these different things. Yes, I would agree. Listen to me good. I would agree. The astral projection, for example, is a very natural thing. All animals astral project. You astral project naturally. Whether you know it or not, you go into the astral world. You can't stop that. It's just something that naturally happens. Nobody can do nothing about that. Real thing. It's just like breathing and batting your eyelids. You breathe, you bat your eyelids, your heart beats, but a lot of us, we don't pay attention to that. We're not even aware of the fact that we are batting our eyelids and breathing. But then when you notice that, hey, listen, I'm breathing, then you control your breath. You keep your eyes wide open if you're trying something and said, hey, I'm not going to bat my eyelids. Let's see who bat first. Let's see who winks first. And you look in their eyes and they look in your eyes and let's see who winks first. Because you've taken control of batting your eyelids. But whether you're playing a game or not, your eyelids are going to bat. You're going to wink and blink. You are going to breathe or you are not going to be. But you can hold your breath if you feel like. You can take a deep breath and exhale and do a specific count, counting threes or counting fives or counting sevens as it relates to inhale and exhale and even holding the breath. You've taken control of the breathing. But even if you didn't take control of the breathing, you would be breathing. My point is, everybody astral projects. There may be those who have synchronized themselves with the whole practice and have taken control of it. You understand? And to be very honest, when you go into the realms where you become conscious of it and even try to manipulate it and control it, it can become a scary thing. People who wake up in cold sweat and fever and shaking and vomiting. The same thing with activating Kundalini. I'm not saying that you may not have a spark of something, but you got to be careful. Every tingling you feel may not necessarily be Kundalini. It's like slavery. People call everything slavery now. Everything, and slavery exists here. Slavery still exists here, and slavery still. Well, I mean, listen, if the transatlantic slave trade was slavery, you got to redefine these other things. You can't call them things here slavery and compare them. It's like the Holocaust. I don't hear nobody referring to nothing else as the Holocaust. The Holocaust as a Holocaust is unique to the Holocaust. I don't hear no one refer to nothing else as the Holocaust. We try to refer to slavery as the Holocaust, to prop it up with, the real thing. And it was the real Holocaust, But the point I'm making is words now. I know I say a lot sometimes, but if you just take your time and listen to me, you will see that everything is well plain and even a child can comprehend what I'm saying. So when you activate Kundalini, ain't no joke. Sometimes you need a master there with you. You say, no, buy the Kundalini handbook and go home and lotus position and breathe and burn some incense and vomit, headache, hallucination. What are you talking about? Especially you go into certain ceremonies like cutting cords. When you have to cut cords, people try to cut their own cords, like when you cut yourself from certain demonic spirit. Them things are no easy thing. So sometimes some of us, I'm not saying that you have not activated your Kundalini. Please don't let me come and, and poop on your party now. Don't let me rain on your parade. I'm just saying that them things is deeper than how some of us have them. That's why in the Bible, when it says an angel come unto Daniel and one or two other brethren, them fellas fainting, vomit. Angel have to pick them up and say, it's all right, man, bring them on a little coffee or something. You know what I mean? Because of the energy, the power, the force. Even if it's the God within you meet, you still sometimes shake you up, man. Shake you up. So when sometimes people say, yeah, man, God talked to me last night, or yeah, I woke up and the angel was sitting on the bed again. I ain't denying a person's experience. In fact, I would actually give you the benefit of the doubt if you bring a story like that to me. Sometimes a lot of these things we vision could be our own thoughts. It's like dreams, so-called dreams or visions. A lot of so-called dreams are your own thoughts. Most people have dreamt about where they work, where they go to school, or where they hang out, as they call it. Most people have, and the hanging out ain't good. They've been hanging us for a long time. Let's ease off the hanging now. But the point is, people usually dream of things they are around, and then there are other so-called dreams, the visions that come to you from a totally different realm than what's going on. But what's going on here? So you got to know to differentiate even between these little simple things here. So it's a deep subject area, as far as the whole aspect of the chakra. I know most of us have an idea of the chakras, the 7 chakras that align with the 9 glands and these different things. Something we have touched upon several times and gone into in different levels, But I want to take it on another level now. This time we will be going into it on a little more cosmic levels, touching upon not just the 7 chakras, but going up to the 108 chakras. Yeah, this is the chakra of the hour. Chakras. Hear that chakra of the hour. Yeah. Let us listen to this. Chakra.
Ancient Eastern cultures have detailed descriptions of energy centers in the body called chakras. But is there scientific evidence of chakras? And if so, can these energetic areas be the key to lowering stress and curing illnesses? In 1975, professor of kinesiology at UCLA, Dr. Valerie Hunt, recorded radiation emanating from the body in areas that are traditionally associated with the chakra points. She also recorded sound wave frequencies and colors associated with the chakras, which corresponded to the colors that the ancient Indian Hindu tradition established.
Dr. Valerie Hunt was actually able to record the chakras that are, of course, in the body, and they also extend beyond the body, and determine the colors of them and the sounds of them. We've proven that these flow through the body.
Absolutely.
You can't see them with an X-ray, but scientists have used radioactive isotopes to actually track the movement.
Yes.
There have also been studies on the energy channels that lead to the chakras, called nadis in the Indian tradition, or meridians in the Chinese tradition. In the 1980s, 2 French researchers injected radioactive technetium into the acupoints of patients and used nuclear scanning equipment to follow the flow of technetium. When the true acupoints were injected, the radioactive technetium followed the exact pathways as the acupuncture meridians in the ancient charts of Chinese acupuncture. The word chakra comes from the Indian Sanskrit word for wheel, which...
Well, even before we go into all the wheel thing, especially for the benefit of my listeners, these are things sometimes I just like to go over again. So Valerie Hunt now, the author scientist, from our understanding, because she was able to track the sound that the chakra, the frequency basically, and the colors of the chakra, and everything was well aligned with the ancient Indian art form, because it's a Sanskrit word as well. So just putting that in the mind to balance off what you just heard, to understand the importance. So when you see the colors of the chakra, it's not just like the chakras, it's not as if we just guessing it, or people just say like, hey, listen, man, let's just give it this color and that color. No, it's just a reality of what it is. And this has been tested and proven, the frequency of it plus the color of it. Let's go over this aspect as well with the acupuncture as well.
There have also been studies on the energy channels that lead to the chakras, called nadis in the Indian tradition, or meridians in the Chinese tradition. In the 1980s, 2 French researchers injected radioactive technetium into the acupoints of patients and used nuclear scanning equipment to follow the flow of technetium.
Now, listen to that good. So they use that to follow the flow of the technetium that has been put into the system.
When the true acupoints were injected, The radioactive technetium followed the exact pathways as the acupuncture meridians in the ancient charts of Chinese acupuncture. The word...
So before you get up here, so you could see, so they just did that as a test, and the acupuncture points and the meridian points are the same. So you see the whole science is one, because they use that the technique and and figured that out. Interesting stuff.
Acupuncture meridians in the ancient charts of Chinese acupuncture. The word chakra comes from the Indian Sanskrit word for wheel, which describes the round vortex-like energy centers along the Sushumna Nadi, which runs along the spine of the human body.
So before I go any further, I'm going to make it flow freely, but the point is, it doesn't make sense that you doubt the science of the chakra. You know, some of us, we hear about it and we just dismiss it. We are more than flesh and bones and blood and them things, man. We are spiritual beings, my people. And even the flesh and bones and blood, don't underestimate the tissues and sinews, your heart, your lungs, and your liver. All of these things carry their own frequency. Outside of the spirit, you know, just them as physical things have their own vibration and energy. Even the science of the chakra is not necessarily a spiritual thing. It's the physical thing, vibrating, pardon me, on a higher level. 144,000 petals of light when all the chakras are combined at their highest spin. So it's a deep thing, man, not to overlook at all, my brothers and sisters.
The chakras are essentially storage places for vital energy forces that connect the physical body to the layers of the auric field. Each chakra operates at a specific frequency, which determines its color and characteristics. Most familiar is the 7-chakra system, starting with the root chakra at the base of the spine and moving up to the crown chakra at the top of the head. However, there are many more chakras that you can work with in and around the body.
We find many different chakra systems are taught in accordance with different practices and in accordance with different practitioners. 5 chakra systems, 6, 7, 9 chakra systems, 12 chakra systems, all the way up to 21 or even 108 chakras if you include all these subtle energy centers in the various limbs of the body.
108. No, I'm sure you could recall, we just did a double program directly dealing with the 108, the science of the 108, the science of the moon, and so many different things, but the 108 specifically. And you could see it continues here within the amount of, if you want to say, sub-chakras in the goody 108, 108.
Practitioners use a tool called a pendulum to read the chakras. When a chakra is in balance, energy is free-flowing and spinning clockwise at a constant medium rate.
And I see I'm about 3 inches out and I'm right in front of it. And I'm getting great clockwise movement. And it's quite large, by the way. Good for you.
When it is spinning counterclockwise, or if it is spinning too rapidly or too slowly, or not at all, these are all indications of an out-of-balance chakra.
What stops our chakras dead in the water is taking an emotion and saying, I'm not going to feel that.
Just move on.
Yeah, that energy freezes, just like your blood or your lymph. You want it moving all the time. And so when it stops moving, it makes your field, your energy field, all muddy looking. And ultimately, since our bodies grow out of our energy field, this is such a key point.
Yes.
The body actually grows out of the field. Your body is ultimately going to look like your field.
There is now additional technology available to assist in reading the chakras. A new device called the BioWell, invented by Russian scientist Konstantin Korotkov, is able to scan the chakras from a person's fingertips using an electrophotonic imaging technique. The reading is then registered by a computer program and analyzed by a practitioner to see what is out of alignment. It is said by experts that out-of-balance chakras can manifest as physical illnesses or emotional imbalances when we are not in alignment with our life experiences.
The chakras are not able to roll
and that stuck the chakras, and it becomes an illness, sick. So every process that we think is something bad that is happening to us is not because someone is sending that to us. It's because we are stuck in the process of not understanding why we choose this experience.
And you see, this is very key, you know. That's a real thing, because we are accustomed to look at the poster with the chakra system, and it's well aligned, you know, with this top to bottom sort of straight line, vertical line. That's the word I was looking for. This straight vertical line with, you know, running straight through each wheel. But I mean, if you find a person whose chakras are aligned so perfectly, I mean, that's the Christ, that's the Messiah, that's the manifestation of the highest being on earth, you know, definitely, because that's the alignment of perfection. Wherein the most of us, our chakras, one has gone a little bit to the left, one has gone way off to the right, some is totally outside of the scheme of your physiology. Can you imagine that? Some is outside your crown chakra, literally outside of your head. And that is the image that you see when you use the scanning. Like, for example, that machine that they said was invented there by this individual. And those who could read chakra naturally sit down and watch you and see your auric field and all of these different things, could tell you of the alignment, you know. So it's a real thing. So to align the chakras, of course, there are different things. I mean, it has to do, just posture alone is very key. That's why, you know, usually when you see the chakras being displayed, is always on somebody sitting down in the lotus position and back straight and more than likely breathing. So that is just a sign to tell you that all of that has to do with a balanced row of chakras. Deep breath, inhale and exhale, obviously. I mean, your levity as far as your diet, you cannot discount that. And not just a vegan or vegetarian diet. Vegan and vegetarian diet is good stuff. But when you reach to this kind of level here, it comes to a different vibration. You know, you start to meditate sprouted food, a lot of raw food. You know, I'm not saying you got to be a Royce, but I'm saying, but you definitely should have a lot of raw food. That's where fruits come in. I mean, nobody really cook fruits, really. I mean, and although tomato is considered a fruit, and we do all sort of things with that, but then even the vegetables, those as well, you put them down raw, especially the green ones. A levity of green juices for sure. I mean, that's a must, a constant putting down of the green juices, a constant detoxification of blood and body with bitter herbs, your neem and your periwinkle, constant cleansing out, and then your laxative and moving of worms and parasites. All of these things are necessary if you're talking about balancing chakra. We don't reach to the brain yet. When I say the brain, the mind, how you think, how you behave. If you're selfish, if you're wicked, if you hate to see a brother strive, or you don't mind, you don't really mind if you strive or not, but you're all about yourself, whatever it is. If that is not clear, if you're not clean, if you're not, thinking in the right way, you're still gonna have problem, especially up there in the crown chakra. I mean, you could be eating and thinking all right, but what is your lifestyle, your social behavior? Well, we already say you're eating good, but what about your sexual activities? That's very key. I mean, that root chakra tells it all. Many ones that could just look at you and see the how your root chakra is vibrating and tell you the whole story. You see, so all of these things are necessary, and so many other things, and what you wear and colors, all of these things are important. Exercise, and they since you're dealing with the chi, the martial art aspect of it, and which martial art you actually partake in. That's why you have chi, gong, and tai chi. You see, and the balance, everything is just there for you. So it's a lot of things, your lifestyle, and this is why even as Bobo Shanti, a lot of us as Bobo Shanti, We're not even aware of all of this. In fact, some of us will fight this down, but the order, that is why, listen, that is why I always say, even as a child, my main thing was to find God more than anything. I didn't come to Rastafari because I was smoking herb. I didn't come to Rastafari because I even loved Africa. I wasn't really in no Africa thing. I was not, and nothing like that. I wanted to find God. I wasn't looking for Africa. I didn't want to become conscious. I didn't want to smoke herb. It's God I was looking for, God Almighty, so I could worship God and don't be playing around with my life. That was my mission. And I knew Jesus wasn't it, so I just had to go search it. Yeah, and I buck up on the King of Kings. You check, and I check the little signs I get. And from since then, I personally have built on them signs. And I'm telling you, I cannot be proven wrong. You check it. So I hold tight to Haile Selassie. Nobody in the world can prove me wrong when it comes to Haile Selassie the First. I hold on to King Emmanuel Charles Edwards' order. I didn't just say Haile Selassie, Rastafari, and then I kind of not too positive of exactly what it is. And nobody can be upset with that. Nobody can be upset with that because I'm not disrespecting no one. Rastafari is a movement. I never say Rastafari is no religion or anything. It is a movement. It's an ancient movement. Within, it has its political aspect too. Within Rastafari, you have spiritual aspects, you know, and different divisions of it that have different ideas and outlooks. It's just reality. You can't be vexed with nobody for that. It's just reality. Okay? So the reality is that there, you know, different groups is. It's not as if there are too many rules and laws and specifics. It's just, you know what I mean, I dread it. You know what I mean? That's it. But within the order of the Bobo Shanti now, it is rules and regulations. And it's not that it's rules and regulations. It's more like the natural law. Rules and regulations sounds like a Babylon system. It's the law of nature. That's why the man that bring this law, King Emmanuel, he never forced nobody to keep it. Man is a free man. And I'm saying now that it is that order that I see personally is the man, you follow that right, you get your chakra line. That's the point I'm making. You follow that right, all them extra talk and the scientific PhD and you know who is the scholar here and the scholar there and they want to debate you and they want to debate this and everybody come with their own vibe. Sounds good. But within that order, within the pattern of colors and symbols and days of rest and contemplation and orders and left and right and north and south and east and west and all the things that contain within this structure here, I could see that it's definitely affecting your physiology in one way or the other. And this is why I personally don't even argue with people when it comes to the eating of, for example, vine food. I'm a Bobo Shanti. They have Bobo Shanti right now. You know, Bobo Shanti don't eat mango. People vex with me for that. I know people that upset with me for that, for not eating mango. That's like the national food around here. I know some of you may hear, oh, I never know that why you eat no mango. Just take your time. I not stop eating mango. I never tell nobody to stop eating mango. For you, pan, you check it. As Bobo Shanti, we don't eat vine food. I have a lot of Bobo now. They're saying they're following the Dr. Sebi way. You don't know I love Dr. Sebi with all my heart. But hear me now. Nobody ever condemn nothing about vine food. We never condemn cucumber. We never condemn. Everybody know pumpkin seed is high in zinc. But the standing stinny knuckle is high in zinc too. No disrespect to the pumpkin seed. What I'm saying, we have already gone through this many times. They have ancient African traditions. We have pointed out this. We have done programs on this. When they go through their sacred moments and the holistic moment where they connect with the ancestors, they put away even the sacred yam is put away. All vine food is put away. Them is African, not Christianity, not Judaism. You know. Ancient African tradition. So it's obvious that there's a science happening there. You know, we may not understand everything, but at least I can show you a glimpse of most things. So when you can even see that naturally, we speak of the Homawa and the other celebrations surrounding the Homawa, you know, and the similarity. We even highlight even just the program gone with the Sabbath and how we can highlight how nature aligns with it, and even Dr. Leila Africa's scientific expression of it. And many other things, from the colors we wear on the daily level and which color don't go with which color it's a big thing with I and I as Bobo Shanti, but I'm showing you, as I personally have sat and put these things together, how we operate on the altar, and you know, how we turn and these different things. Sometimes I see people turn out the way. You know, I'm trying to show you that everything is aligned perfectly to assist these chakras to come in full formation. That is why we hail King Emmanuel and Charles Edwards. Man, we vex with King Emmanuel and Bun Reggae. Well, no, well, me, you know me, I'm not afraid to tell nobody. Yeah, check it. I don't care what nobody that said them is Bobo Shanti say. You can't tell me personally. Maybe you could tell a next man. But me personally, there ain't no human being that can trouble me when it comes to nothing. I don't play music. There ain't nothing I play. What the first song we dropped tonight? It was no. Cherish the Day by Sade. You hear that? Who you think we talking about in that? No, it wasn't Cherish the Day. Kiss of Life. You gave me the kiss of life. Go back and listen it again, man. Listen it properly and see what we say. We don't play. Nothing here being played. All praises go to Haile Selassie the First. It's been done like how it has never been done before. But the real point is, but listen, man, I'm one of them fishers of man and woman, so just love me. I know what bait to use. But the point is, though, the point is that the Black Christ has furnished us with the order of how to balance them chakras. Yeah. I honestly, you know, didn't intend this to become a sermon. It wasn't in the script, but it's just the Spirit speaking. Let's continue here.
So how do you balance a chakra once its energy
But you hear that? But I just explained
has gotten blocked, stagnant, or too open? Well, there are many ways to correct these imbalances, including meditating on the out-of-balance chakra, eating foods that are of the same color or vibration, using tuning forks or other instruments that hold the same frequency of the chakra, working on stuck emotions in the area of the chakra, doing certain yoga, tai chi, or qigong practices that stimulate the energy of the chakra, using herbs or essential oils, getting a reflexology, acupuncture, or Reiki session, and more. There are also numerous studies that show the efficacy of energy healing practices related to the chakras. In one early 1980s study, Therapeutic Touch, an energy healing technique where the practitioner places their hands on or near the patient to balance the chakras, was put to the test. Dr. John Zimmerman used a superconducting quantum interference device at the University of Colorado School of Medicine in Denver and discovered that a huge, pulsating biomagnetic field emanated from the hands of a Therapeutic Touch practitioner. The biomagnetic pulsations from the hands swept back and forth through the full range of therapeutic frequencies, thus being able to stimulate healing in any part of the body. In both 2006 and 2008, stressed-out lab rats received Reiki treatments, and they all showed significantly reduced stress, anxiety, and depression responses. Fake Reiki treatments were given to the placebo group, and they showed no reduction in stress, anxiety, or depression.
We have so many people after cancer treatment that are suffering from such debilitating amounts of fatigue, including brain fog, inability to get up and move. I thought, well, why aren't we looking at energy healing for this? We were going to do a randomized control trial. So we did our placebo. We had a group of skeptical scientists who mimicked the hand positions. We found that the actual energy healing not only dramatically reduced fatigue, within a month, their brain fog had lifted, but also the rhythms of cortisol in their body improved.
People are experiencing a wide range of benefits from balancing their chakras, whether it's from acupuncture, meditation, Reiki, or some of the other chakra balancing practices. So getting to know where energy might be stuck or too open, and balancing those energies could possibly help you to not only heal from illnesses, but to prevent illness from manifesting to begin with.
I think this is very, very, very key. To me, it provides a certain level of bliss, you know, when you know that you are well balanced within yourself, you know, in your mind, because remember, the chakras really attend to all aspects of the physical, you know, that's why it's connected to the different organs and carries you into the astral and the spiritual realms as well. So it is very important, you know, for sure. Even if a person says they don't believe in this, they don't believe in the chakras and these different things. All right. But you must be at least open enough to know that you're governed by the spirit, you're governed by frequency, you're governed by energy. And that is why energy itself is very, very important within yourself. So you need to be balanced. And this is the way. This is reality. You are governed by this light system, this frequency system, this sound system. So it is just you to know how you utilize it, how you get into it, and how you bring it to its fullness. Yes, the chakra. Very, very key, very, very key. Brothers and sisters, we do give thanks that you could be with us for another, edition of the Chakra of the Hour, the Chakra of the Hour. It was definitely uplifting, and I hope it has been a plus to you. As we always say, if you know your Bible and you do not know your history, the knowledge of your Bible will become a mystery. And it takes some realize to realize the real lies that are around us. Yeah, man, study the chakra.
We aren't going to let any injunction turn us around. Well, I don't know what will happen now. We've got some difficult days ahead. But it really doesn't matter with me now, because I've been to the mountaintop. I don't mind. Like anybody, I would like to live a long life. Longevity has its place. But I'm not concerned about that now. I just want to do God's will. And He's allowed me to go up to the mountain. And I've looked over and I've seen the promised land. I may not get there with you, but I want you to know tonight that we as a people will get to the promised land. So I'm happy tonight. I'm not worried about anything. I'm not fearing any man. Mine eyes have seen the glory of the coming of the Lord.